I'm going to try to kind of help you sort through sweeteners today and give you a couple of recipes for sweetening up your life. Janine Washle is here from CloverFields Farm and Kitchen talking about different types of sweeteners and kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly of those. And you were saying that you should boil it down to one simple question. Could you make it at home?
Yes. If a person of reasonable intelligence were given trees, bees, or maybe some cane stalks, could they make a sweetener at home? And if you ask that question, the answer would be yes in the case of
these.
Honey, sorghum, and maple syrup.
Okay.
So
these would be considered all natural sweeteners.
Yes. And I have successfully made all three of these at home.
Huh.
You may have read some of my Facebook posts that right at the last minute I bought maple syrup equipment and I tapped 4 trees, and so I was able to boil the sap down out. Now it's laborious, and you do have a healthy respect when you have to make your own sweeteners,
right,
and you understand being sparing when you use them. But when they're so available at the grocery store, as is the case for all of us, we may overuse them.
Okay, now these are processed sugars.
Yes.
Whether it's dark brown, light brown, I mean, all these sugars are processed sugars.
Yes, and they all come from one plant, the sugarcane
Right.
stalk. And so it's natural because it's sugarcane, but it's how it's processed. I mean, none of us would be able to afford the equipment to do that, what's called hydrolysis and the crystallization of sugar. And it's very confusing because
Is
all
that
of
bad
these,
for you though?
well, there's bleaching that's involved,
Okay.
so yeah, they're
So
a
it's
chemical
less
process.
natural than these.
You got it.
What
So
is-
this would be, and this is
looks like-
stevia,
okay.
which is actually natural. It grows, I'm growing it in my garden right now, and the stevia leaves go through a process, and the sweetness that's in the leaves is extracted, and it's a heat process. So this is kind of questionable. It's kind of somewhere here in between.
And then I've heard about agave nectar, which is supposed to be great for people with diabetes because it's a low glycemic thing. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It gives you the sweet taste, but you don't spike blood sugar.
That is true, and that is what was thought in the late 90s, and it was touted as, you know, just a way for
New great sweetener, right?
Yes, yes, it was. Okay, what has been discovered is that this particular one, it says syrup on it. They take a bunch of different types of agave plants, and they actually use the root bulb, and it's treated to the very same process that high fructose corn syrup is treated to.
Which everybody's been trying to stay away from.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the deal is, yes, it is low on the glycemic index because it goes directly to the liver, but if you don't use it all, it's stored in the liver as fat, and that's triglycerides fat, and that's bad fat.
Okay.
The other thing is with high fructose corn syrup, and here's the key thing, agave syrup falls into it now, and corn syrup, it doesn't trigger leptin in the brain. Leptin is the chemical that makes you feel full. So you continue to eat even though your body is already satisfied.
Gotcha.
And you do get the leptin release with the natural sugars, including granulated sugar.
Now, what are we going to make right here with
the
sugar,
thing
but
is,
it's savory, right?
It's in every part of our lives. It's in our breakfast, which we know in cereals and oatmeal and whatever. It's even in our salads because you use sugars to make a vinaigrette.
Okay.
And this is a classic vinaigrette. So you've got your vinegar, which is 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then you use 3 parts oil. And if you know this little ratio, you can make all kinds of vinaigrettes. Now, I'll personally tell you, I'm showing you the traditional, and that's salt and pepper.
Okay.
And then you can choose your sweetener, and and that's all there is to it. We'll use maybe some maple syrup.
Okay.
And so this would be good on, you know, just pretty much any of the spring green salads.
Yeah.
It would be
Marinate
really
meat.
good on a strawberry salad.
Okay.
You could marinate meat in it. And I would not use that much oil. This is a classic vinaigrette. I almost take it down to a pickling liquid. If you leave the oil out, it's a pickling liquid.
We're going to talk a little bit more about sweeteners. We're going to show you how to make a caramel sauce that'll be great on your desserts when we come back with Janine in another 30 minutes or so. You can get in touch with her at CloverFields Farm and Kitchen. She'll send you a whole bunch of recipes too. Just go to WDRB.com and look for food and recipes on the morning page, and you'll get her information.